Hello, and welcome to the Kathleen Spracklin podcast, where I'm a woman on a mission to help you get the Zettelkasten of your dreams on your work table beside you. Well, we're continuing with our series, View from the Boxes, where we explore a Zettelkasten from the point of view of the physical objects in the Zettelkasten, and we've been doing a few days looking at a vision box. This is our last day on the vision box, where we talk about, well, now what? If you've got a vision box, how do you put it to use? What might you do with the vision box? And that will be our topic for today. Show how you can go from a vision to a goal to action steps, and then get those steps accomplished to actually achieve the goals and ultimately the visions that you've set out for yourself. So come on over to the down-facing camera and we'll take a look at how that comes about. Okay, now that I had my goals all put down on cards, along with my reactions, my taglines that all got indexed and they all have card numbers, now the next question came, how do I actually put these into practice? So the first thing that I did for each one of my vision cards that could be acted upon, I created a matching goal card. The idea of the goal cards would be that it would enable me to set up a way of getting things done and track the progress. I'm using sticky notes so that when the project is finished, I can transfer it to my planning book as sort of a way of celebrating the completion. This one is completing my book title index. That's not something that I can do in a session, so I've set it up into little goals that could be accomplished in a reasonable amount of time. And then I come back and check off when I've completed a section. Now, say tomorrow I decided that I wanted to do letters J through L, then I could make this an action item, which I do by making a mini note for it. So now my little action item can be completed, and then I'll just move this one to my planner book as well when the job is done. I actually put the things that I'm going to do in a given day on a clipboard, and then I transfer them to little done pages until I get them moved off into my planner book. That's just my way of rewarding myself for getting a job done. When my goals are to complete a certain amount of reading, I just put the bib card and the book title on the goal cards, and then check them off when I've completed the reading. These cards are ready to go into my celebration file. Sometimes my goal involves setting up a practice, something that I want to start doing and continue doing. In that case, I set up my goals and I include some check boxes so that as I complete the individual tasks, I can check them off, and at the end of September, I can decide whether I need to continue checking them off, or has this become a complete habit for me now so that maybe this won't be necessary. Sometimes my goals are really big, and it's going to take me a long time to be able to complete the task. For example, this one is talking about title cards in my Zettelkasten. I've said many times how a tagline is so much more meaningful than a title card, and I have a long-range goal to one day replace all of my title cards with foundation cards. And I've broken that goal down into individual steps. But this one, I can't use the method that I used for creating a book title index, where I just broke up the job and checked off the pieces as I complete the pieces. In this case, it's just too big a task. And so instead, I had to set up a process for dealing with one section. So one section at a time, I'll target the section. I'll create the foundation card in the place of the title card. I'll create all directory cards for that section. I'll index, make sure all main cards in the section are indexed, and then I'll give it a gold star. And in this case, I've made some tasks out that are sufficient to be able to accomplish in a given day, so I could throw these onto my clipboard if I've chosen to do one or the other of these in a certain day. And here's what I mean. A section for me is a divider. Well, the task involved in cleaning that up is making the foundation card in place of the just a title, making sure I have directory cards set up for all of them. And then when I have some of these older cards in my system that did not have a tagline, I need to make sure that they were indexed. Many of them actually are indexed, and you can see it by these underlines, but I have to check and make sure they really are. And when I'm done with that section, and I say, yep, it's got all of its directory cards, and yes, all of the main cards have been made, my next step is to give that section a gold star. Now when I see this divider and all of its cards in my Zettelkasten, I know that this is completely cleared and it's up to my current standards. It's been starred, and so now these individual cards can be moved to my daily celebration and be saved up till the end of the day when I'll move them all to my planner book. And there's my goal sheet ready to declare another section to work on. There's just one problem that remains. I've got a lot of these cards. So which ones get moved to a daily action plan? I can't possibly go through all of these every day, and it's becoming a real pain even to go through them every week when I try to lay out my week on Sunday. So I'm really happy to know that Victoria Crowder is about to release a planning system that she calls 60 for Success that's going to fill that gap beautifully. Every 2 months, I'll be able to go through all of these project cards and decide which projects I'm going to try to accomplish in the coming 2 months. That way, when I do my planning on a Sunday afternoon, I have a much smaller set to look at to set up my tasks for the week ahead. Well, there's just one more vision and a goal card that I made for it that I want to share with you. And that has to do with what I call my incubation box. It's those pesky cards that tend to build up that have never been properly filed. Some of them just need to be placed and have their card numbers assigned. Others are just partial thoughts that have never been properly completed as cards. So I set up a goal to get that down to no more than 50 cards. That would be about a ½ an inch thick. Well, I'm not making much progress on that one, but now I have a new system, and it's what I'm going to share with you in my next podcast. I have created a system for dealing with an incubation box, and I'm excited to share that with you tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed that presentation on how you can take a vision to a goal, to an action step, to an accountability posting, to a celebration of things accomplished. To me, it's been enormously motivating and has really helped me accomplish more in a day than I've ever been able to do before. So I hope you enjoyed that very much, and I look forward to seeing you on our next episode, where we're going to talk about another auxiliary box, and it's what to do with all those cards that tend to stack up that haven't been properly completed, haven't been properly placed, haven't been properly indexed. Oh no, what do you do when that backlog gets a little too big? I've put them to good use, and I look forward to sharing that with you tomorrow. See you then. Bye-bye.